there is this Mezube farm in Niger State. The farm was started, okay, the farm was started by an Israeli company, and they do irrigation farming. As their social corporate responsibility, they involve some farming to do their own irrigation farming. And it was very, very successful. The farmers were there producing exotic vegetables and fruits, and the Mezube company was helping them to sell that, taking it to big supermarkets and so on. So we have to show the youth such technologies. Okay? Yes, let's go to yes, there is, as it has been said, training and retraining of men, the youth, and the women. Developing youth leadership in community water management. We have to start from the community. We have to teach them what they don't know, but we have to start from there where they know. Then forming community irrigation associations, by which will help utilize women collaborative spirits and collective address common challenge they face. Yes, next. Now, specific strategies. Now, efficient irrigation techniques. We have talked about drip irrigation, sprinkler, and so on. Hydroponic farming, city farming, container farming. All these ones we can introduce to the youths. Water harvesting and storage, water smart farming, that is to overcome climate change, crop diversification, conservation, and so on. Yes, can we continue? Okay. Okay, before one slide before the conclusion. Okay. Integrated water management, which include water quality monitoring, water pollution control, conjunctive water use, technology and innovation. Yes, we have said about it. One thing we lack in this country is we don't really know how to conserve water. Whether it is in irrigation or in city use, we just allow water to rush or to flow like that. When we were having pipe-borne water in Mina, Niger State, you see a pipe broken somewhere. For a week, that water will just be leaking. Nobody does anything about it. The users, those who are regulating, nobody does about anything. So we have to be sensitive to water, especially with the current climate change. Yeah, all this one we have said this morning. Yes, in conclusion, irrigation development and water management are vital in addressing African challenge in food security, the active involvement of the youth and women. I just want to say one thing here. As I said, in my Zube farm, I saw a farmer with his sons farming. When we started in early fuel scarcity season, you see the farmers living, the youths, the young farmers living in the rural areas coming to town to sell fuel. They are looking for something easy to do. So we can introduce them to technology, to whatever we said. It's very important. If we don't do that, honestly, what we is just the beginning of the worst thing to come. Yeah. Yes, I think that's my presentation. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Have we exhausted the presenters? I think it's now time for questions, observations, comments, and then the presenters will respond to the questions. Can we check? Okay. So, Prof, you said we just take two questions. So, first presentation. If you have question for the first, we'll select two. Professor Abba. If they want to ask. So, only one question for the first presenter. Many people were not here when he presented. Second presenter, any questions for this presentation? Any questions or comments or observations? Yes. Yes. Any other one? So please.
Okay, thank you, Prof, for your presentation. Okay, why is the presenter? Okay, Sorry, thank you. So because of time, let me go just straight to the point. I think the social learning theory is important also in your modeling, because thinking about changing attitude, advocacy, and so on, so that farmers can do better in terms of water management. I think you have to include social learning theory, especially the champion farmers. Yeah, it's also important. So maybe you'll go and check about that. It's very important because in social learning theory, we talk about champion farmers. In most cases, you have to use champion farmers, lead farmers, for example, in extension. That is what we call them. So if they start, others will follow. So I think it's somehow omitted. Probably, I don't know, because it is very short period of time. You did you skip most of the slides because of time. Probably it's there, just to emphasize. And another thing is, one good aspect of the paper is combining support. When you combine support with advocacy, for example, access to credit, I think you mentioned it. This is very, very important, especially in Nigeria, if you want people to adopt, because one of the major constraints is access to resources, especially financial resources. Our farmers are not investing, they cannot adopt because they don't have access to resources. So if you combine support with advocacy, I think it will work. So thank you for your presentation.
Yes, thank you very much. My name is Abdul Karim Ibrahim, member of the Young Professionals. So my question is that we all know that we have a lot of youths in Nigeria and in Africa, but the problem is that those youths are willing to work. They are not lazy. However, the cost of irrigation infrastructure is very high. And then the water also is very difficult to come by. So how do you want to tackle this problem so that the youths who are willing to work will have the platform and avenue to serve the country by using their energy to produce the food? However, if the cost and then water is going to be a challenge, how do you want to come by? Thank you.
Yes. I think we have not been able to draw the line between punitive measures and what do you call that one, enforcement. You talk of somebody, you're talking of the, what do you call that, wastewater, for example. People dumping things in waterways and things like that. I don't think we have strong enough regulation. That is why people keep doing something of this sort. That is my thinking. Yeah, if we have, I'm using a word that some of you may not like, punitive measures. You call it enforcement, but really you're talking of punitive measure. If there is a punitive measure in place, I am sure people will sit up. And I mean that because in the past, when I was growing up, the sanitary inspectors, for example, when in that compound, everybody will run and put things in order. Like somebody said, I think it was one of the presenters, human beings generally, we want to do something wrong when nobody is looking at us. Isn't that so? Am I right or not? Right. Human beings, that's a human propensity. We only unless somebody is saying, don't do that. No, we find it easier to do the wrong things. So punitive measures, enforcement, whatever name you want to call it, I think we have to consider that in whatever we are talking about here in irrigation. The last one, I'm sorry, the last one is talking of the infrastructure. Well, if you are going to involve, if we are serious about it, we have to go back to how we started. In those days, the infrastructure, the main structures, the cost of that is not borne by individuals. It's at the tertiary level, in most cases, that the farmers are involved. And that is easier to control. You don't expect, it's not possible. And don't let anybody deceive us. Even in the advanced countries, the farmers don't pay for the capital, the capital cost of the major infrastructures. What they do is for the water, delivery of water. That is all. And I think I have said that many times, many years back, that we should not be misled, thinking that we are not efficient. I don't believe so. We are not less efficient than in other places. The cost of the capital thing is borne by government, and only at the water delivery that, and if it is limited to that, I think we can do better in irrigation than we are doing. Thank you.
I want to appreciate you for being active in this session. There is we will transit from creating awareness to emerging an innovative technology, which is sub-theme 2, which will also take place in this hall. So it will be good if we all sit down like this and we get ready to do that. So as soon as this is over, we just move to the next one. And if we can do that within an hour, so that at about 6 or a little beyond 6, will have been done. There will be a cocktail, and that the place is being set. So thank you very much. Please let all of us just actively also do this. Professor Ms. Osunde will chair the next session. So please, if you are wrapping up, so
yes. For wrap up, we allow the presenter to respond yes to.
Thank you. Please, anything you want to do, you need money. If you sit down and wait for money, it's not just irrigation farming. Ordinary farming, you need money. If you sit down and wait for money, no, you will start with what you have. I don't know what you have. Even if it's not irrigation, start some business. And we who are matured, who are, in a position, we all have responsibilities. In Futmina, through our entrepreneurship center, we started Futmina Farmers Association. For the past 2 years, we have been farming. That association has staff and students as members. So we were given, because Futmina has a very large span of land. Land is given to them. Then the association or the cooperative will buy seeds, farm input together. We contribute money, we buy farm input together to reduce cost. So students are participating in that. Those who want to do animal, this thing, they can go into poultry. We want to start also goat farming and things like that. So students, we start small with that one. And luckily through Akrisal, I think it's called Akrisal, we got some boreholes. And we want to start dry season farming. Not a big one, just a few of us who are interested. And we will involve students also there. So what I want to say generally is, if you want to start any business, you need money. But you have to sit down and analyze, how much money? What else do I need? Where can I start? What do I have now? Do I have money? No, I don't have money. Do I have land? Do I have this? Do I have? So you look at what you have, and you look at what you do, what interest you have, and above all, what problem you want to solve. Believe me, but if you sit down and wait for money to come, money doesn't come. The government has a big role to play. But as we discuss here, we cannot really push the government to do anything. But we do our own little bit, what we can do. As I said, Mezube Farm, they started a good way, but as usual, Nigerian, this thing doesn't last long. When the Israeli person who started that business left, the whole thing died down. So that's what I can say. I hope we are okay. Thank you.
Because of time constraint. No, we asked who has a question for first presenter. Then then we said for second presenter. No, we want to take the questions together. Yes, and time is not on our side. Okay, please, because time is. So with this, we come to the end of this presentation and session. Then we go into the next one, please. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon. All protocol duly observed. We are in subtheme 2, emerging and appropriate technology and innovation. There are 4 papers, 1 lead paper. Is it? Yeah. I will call the names and I want to know who is present. Dr. Ezekiel Oiganji. Dr. Ezekiel Oiganji, good, present. Professor Irtuange is around, thank you. Mrs. Gladys, good, thank you. Dr. John Audu, good, thank you. This is a full session. Okay, so we give 15 minutes. Up to, yeah.